But it is a warmer day here, of course, today on this Sunday, and here is going to be your grid for the first of our British Truck Racing Championship races this Sunday. As we can see, it's going to be, well, we will have John Bowler on pole there, and joined in the front row of the grid by David Smith. We'll then have Tom O'Rourke and Stuart Oliver on row number 2, followed up by row 3, Michael Oliver and Stephen Powell. Row 4 will go to Ryan Smith and David Jenkins, and in your top 10 going to be rounded out there by Paul Rivet and Neil Yates. Paul Rivet, of course, really having the lion's share of the points yesterday in Class 2 and looking to continue that run of wins in order to make up as much ground as possible on his championship rivals. And well, we'll then take you to the second half of the grid in due course, and when we do, what we're going to be seeing there will be what will be our final 4 drivers, and row number 6 will be started off by what will be none other than Adam Bint, and of course we will also have there Simon Cole, and on our final row of the grid Archie Handy and John Powell to wrap up our 14 truck grid. But joining me in the commentary booth once again is the one and only voice of British Truck Racing Championship, and that is Pointy. Pointy, you've already done a bit of running today, goodness me.
I tell you, it's the first race of the day and I'm already worn out, I tell you what. But yeah, I had to be down there on the grid. And what a lovely memory to hold. And of course, family members from Dave Atkins here as well, which is just nice to see. I think they'll be truly honoured for the amount of effort that went into that. I got every single driver from the grid, whether it be the British or the international. I think he probably worked and touched many of those drivers, you know, through their careers with guidance and so on. It really was. The stories I've been hearing about him were quite fantastic. I mean, I've probably crossed paths with him several times myself over the years, used to working in the FYA as well. It's just, yeah, what a guy, what a loss. But of course, in his memory, first race of the day, fingers crossed, a fantastic show to go out there. The first of 3 British races today, which is going to be full bore. Of course, we notice now reverse grid. Have you already taken them through the grid?
Yeah, I'm taking them through the grid.
So this is going to be exciting. We've got yesterday's podium winners effectively having to fight their way through to the back, and from the back, sorry, and it's going to be a lot of effort, but it's going to be a lot of great racing for all of you watching at home, and of course here at the circuit as well, some great vantage points from around the circuit for anybody that's joining us here at Donington Park on a very sunny Sunday, due to be 27 degrees all day, which is going to make it even harder for me running around in a thick shirt. So at least I've got my shorts on this time, and the aircon's on in the commentary box, thank God.
Oh, we figured that out. Yes, they finally got the air conditioning working. Lo and behold, it made it a little bit cooler in here. But you've got to feel for our drivers in their cabs. I mean, those are going to get absolutely hot.
Yes, it is going to be horrendous in those cabs. I mean, they haven't got any kind of air conditioning. They've got fans, but they don't do anything. They just move the hot air about. Bear in mind, they're sat in a full fireproof racing suit and underlayer, helmets, gloves. They're sitting on top of, you know, 1,000 horsepower diesel engine. Their bum's not far away from a massive foot-wide turbo in a metal box. So yeah, you know, it's not conducive to a cool driver, but fingers crossed they can keep a cool head in these conditions, and we'll see some great racing action from all of them.
Oh, 100%. And as they make their way around on the formation lap here, of course, rolling start when they do come around to the start-finish line next time out, and our safety truck leading our drivers around at this time. And one of our many safety trucks that we've seen over the course of this weekend so far. And well, we're not too far away as they head up through McLean's, currently that lovely view there. And with it being a warmer day, very little cloud cover today as well compared to what we saw yesterday. So that means definitely the sun is going to bear down. That track temperature is going to come up as the day goes on, and well, it's definitely going to make those tyres absolutely squeal with regards to, well, drivers trying to give everything they can lap after lap. But we're not too far away from getting now around to the start finish line, and who's going to be one of the favourites? I mean, Ryan Smith, of course, has got to be the centre of attention.
This is it. I mean, I was speaking to Dave Jenkins yesterday with regards to what he expects from today's reverse grid, and he says, you know, we've had a great start to the weekend, but we've got to really work tomorrow. Tomorrow's where we see the driving, because, you know, Ryan Smith, Dave Jenkins, both very, very good drivers. But of course, we've got Stuart Oliver in the number 7, very close to the front here. Dave Smith getting a shoe in the number 11 as well, so he's going to try and monopolise on that position. Of course, John Bowler not one to be sniffed at either. We've seen it previously at Thruxton. Give them the opportunity, and actually they will be able to hold their own. But of course, Ryan Smith is going to be looking very early on from that 4th row back to make a dent in the standings. So yeah, it's all to play for as they make their way through the final chicane of the outlap. The pace truck comes in as we cut down to the grid, and waiting for the lights to go out. They are out. It's go, go, go. Early start there across. Neil Yates. No, it's Steve Powell darting up the inside lane. Tyres fully over. It's 3 abreast as they make their way into the first corner. It's looking very tight as John Bowler gets clear, though. Luckily, no contact, I do believe, but Stuart Oliver making himself very, very wide. Elbows and shoulders out altogether as he's followed round by son Michael in the number 12. Tom O'Rourke, though, having a bit of an incident yesterday, right up there in currently 3rd position. It's an action-packed first half of the first lap. Dave Jenkins bogged down at the back next to Ryan Smith, though, both biding their time as Dave Smith looks for a space past Michael that doesn't let him through. Wow, this is a fantastic race to put in the honour of Mr. Dave Adkins here. This is an incredible show so far. With 14 minutes left on the clock, we are well underway here for the first British Truck Racing Championship race here of the Sunday. But down in Division 2 now, of course, we've got a battle between Paul Rivette and returning driver Adam Bint. Handy at the back there, looking a little bit more delicate, so he's been having quite a few technical issues, unfortunately, so he's going to be possibly a bit slower today. But look at this, Michael Oliver all over the back of Tom O'Rourke. Of course, these two coming together yesterday, you know, and a slap on the wrists for Tom O'Rourke. For well, whatever happened effectively. So yes, these two could be two to watch today as they make their way down past the commentary box. And for the first lap, we've got Stuart Oliver coming past John Bowler now, but it's John Bowler, Stuart Oliver, Tom O'Rourke for the top 3 of the first lap.
Oh, an incredible first lap, and the fighting just gradually building up here as they make their way onto lap number 2. And with our Class 1 category drivers now really leading the top 9 of the pack, and then the Class 2s all together towards the rear of the pack, it means they can focus on their battles within their classes. But as they make their way down here, a brilliant move there around the outside of Craner, being made by the number 12 there, Michael Oliver, moves up to P3, a daring move. And meanwhile, behind there, we can see Ryan Smith finally clearing where's the 69 of Jenkins. It's taken him a lot of time, and interestingly enough, we saw yesterday with Ryan Smith starting from the very back in P14, he carved through the field very quickly, but today looks like a bit of a slow approach from Ryan Smith and having to really find a way past Jenkins on that opening lap.
Well, this is it. I mean, I think with both of them doing very well yesterday, there's that level of respect among the races. It's like, okay, is he going to make a move? Am I going to make a move? You've got to kind of judge whether the other driver next to you, which effectively, you know, beat you twice in races yesterday, is that going to be a situation where you go for the same gap and cause a big issue? So shows great racing craft there, just biding his time a little bit, because as well as we see at the front of the pack here, we've got, you know, some very good drivers, but not ones you want to get tangled with if they're going to start tangling with each other.
Oh, 100%. And well, we've got to consider that whilst they may be the 2 big shows of Saturday's races, or the stars I should say, the show of Saturday's races, meanwhile at the very front we've got Bowler here trying to hold on to lead, but here comes up the inside none other than number 7, away Stuart Oliver going for a move too wide through Redgate, and it's a lovely move up the inside from Stuart Oliver. And well, to be fair, I think it's going to be the case that once again John Bowler is going to be denied after those 2 third places at Thruxton. I mean, he'd love to take a win, but the Oliver family right now sandwiching him, and well, that's a fill in there that I don't think Bowler wants to be a part of.
Certainly not. No, it's looking great though. I mean, you know, GT Bowler GT. It's whoa, here we go. Dave Jenkins to the side of Tom O'Rourke. Will we manage to get him back on? Tom O'Rourke stranded there on the edge of the track. Going to be a virtual safety car to see whether or not he can get himself going. Paul Rivette goes wide around on the gravel, nearly missing Tom O'Rourke there. That was a close one. Will we have chance for a replay here? We see them coming round quite safely now. Fingers crossed we might be able to see the replay of what just happened, but the rest of Division 2 coming round. No replay. Right, so we're back on the racing action. We've still got a go, go, go around the circuit as Michael Oliver looks for the inside line around John Bowler. John Bowler still holding him back, but if he's not careful, we're going to see a gap through there. Oh, that was tight. That was tight. 2 abreast through the chicane, but John Bowler just lets it go through there for Michael Oliver. But who's this? It's Ryan Smith inviting himself to the party, gate crashing his way into 3rd place, as even Dave Jenkins in the 69 looks to make a pass by John Bowler.
Oh, indeed.
Sending John Bowler wide. He's off. I didn't see a contact there, but John Bowler goes off into the gravel at the first bend. what just happened? I didn't see any contact. He's still rolling. He's going to be coming on at the back now as Ryan Smith back at the front now. He's battling to get past Michael Oliver. This is the driving we expected to see from Dave and Ryan, of course, today. Slipstreaming down the back there, and Michael Oliver, as, of course, Dad Stewart manages to pull ahead quite nicely with a 1.93 lead.
Oh, indeed, and with Stuart Oliver being able to run away, now it's going to be the question of how long can Michael Oliver keep his rival behind us. Meanwhile, we do see a rejoining number 14 there, gradually coming along. That is none other than, of course, John Bowler, who's just gradually trying to find his way. I wonder whether he may have some steering issues, given the fact the car went straight on. And, well, that's our first one of the day. Hopefully not too many more of those. But as we do look to the run down the back straight, Ryan Smith once again looking for the move, but you can see there Michael Oliver frying it this way, that way, going for the defense as they head down toward the Roberts chicane. And well, this time I don't think Smith's going to be able to make the move, but he can get a really solid run out of here. And well, by the time they clear turn number 1, he may be able to go for another overtaking opportunity. In fact, there he comes as he gets the exit, and it's going to be Michael Oliver who has to just simply go defensive here as they head in towards the right-hander. Too wide they go, but who's going to be coming out on top here? It's going to be a battle on the brakes, and will Ryan Smith be made to wait here? Michael Oliver just pitching it perfectly, and in fact a bit of contact there, some bodywork comes off, and look at this, 69.
This is getting tight. 69 Dave Jenkins saying, if you're not going to overtake him, I will. This is getting very tight, but look at the distance there between Ryan Smith. Ryan is both attacking and under attack at the same time. Steve Powell there in the background waiting for something to happen. Michael Oliver must be feeling so much pressure, but I tell you what, it looks like he's keeping his cool at the moment. But are we about to see the inevitable? It's got a long way to go with 8 minutes left on the clock. We're talking about 9 laps here at Donington remaining. Tom O'Rourke, John Bowler in the pits now. Tom O'Rourke dead last. I'm not sure what happened to him. He's managed to get back on by the looks of it though, at the very back. But I think Bowler definitely has some issues, managing to go off on 2 corners with no contact. That's going to be unfortunate for him today, but fingers crossed the team can get him back on. Ryan Smith now ducking and diving behind Michael. He's made the position, he's up the side, but Michael pulls ahead just in time for the chicane. Are we going to see that sneak through that we saw yesterday? Perfect line there from Michael Oliver as he comes out. But of course, look at this now. We've got even further ahead. No, he makes it. He makes him past on the straight. The grid straight there. Perfect opportunity for Ryan Smith. But will Dave Jenkins try and make it through as well?
Well, as they make under brake, and there a bit of an error under braking from Ryan Smith, and Michael Oliver says no, you don't. And again, Smith trying to deduct to the inside as they make the way on the approach into the crane of curves. Too wide as they come through too. It's going to be very nip and tuck, and immediately you can see Michael Oliver just can't carry the speed around the outside to get the inside, and Ryan Smith finally gets through, but it's been made so difficult for him to. And now we've got the long queue behind there, of course, with Jenkins and also Powell. They're all queuing up here, and I can imagine Michael Oliver right now, he's probably taking so much out of the truck in the process of keeping Smith behind that Jenkins and Powell are going to be thinking, okay, well, it's my turn to play.
Well, yeah, this is it. I mean, we've got 3 seconds ahead now for Stuart Oliver from Ryan Smith, but we'll see now with some clean air how quickly Ryan Smith manages to make up that 3 seconds. I say he'll be on his tail before the end of this lap. But yeah, Michael Oliver currently holding third, 0.2 behind. Jenkins 0.69 behind that, which means he's still got a bit of leeway, but I tell you, it's less than a second, and it's going to start getting a bit tricky.
Oh, 100%. And whilst we're focusing on the battle at the front of the field, that panning shot there also showing you for a brief moment the Class 2 lead battle with what has been leading ahead of none other than John Powell. Paul River down in P3, but closing rapidly, of course, with Paul River having to take that evasive action at the old hairpin a few laps back when it all went wrong for O'Rourke. But here we are then as they roar their way in towards the chicane. This is the Class 2 lead battle we were talking about only moments ago as they make the way from right into left. And Will Bibbs right now doing everything he can. And, well, having made his way onto the grid as of this round of the championship, and as we look from there a bit further up,
David Jenkins has made the move past Michael Oliver. Michael's not going to be happy about that. Of course, it's not updated on the graphics yet because they haven't crossed the line, so it can still change yet. But, yeah, it is down for 4th place for Michael Oliver. 5th place there for Steve Powell. that there's still quite the gap between Steve and Michael. So if he can hold off for the next 5 or so laps, I reckon he'll be in with it. Adam Bint getting a second and a fourth yesterday down in Division 2, so fingers crossed. He wants to make this stick. He wants to get that first place trophy. And of course, some bad luck for John Powell getting a fourth yesterday as well, but also a second. So it's going to be interesting to see if he tries to make a move on Bint. Be like, no mate, I want a first today. We both got a second and a fourth yesterday, but the first is mine today. Ryan Smith now has made that gap perfectly, and he's all over the back of Stuart Oliver in his new MAN. But will the Freightliner make that move through the chicane? We know that he has the power coming out of that chicane onto the pit straight. Will we see him overtake? The power goes down, and it's across the line with Ryan Smith making it into first place. Whoa, that was close. Cuts across, shuts the door. Now this is blocking tactics at its best. You know, he's like, no, you're not going to try and outbrake me. I'm going to make sure I'm in the position that you want to be in, so that you can't sail past when I'm slowing down for the corner. This is domination, this is control, which effectively is what we need to be seeing from all these drivers at the top.
Oh, most definitely. And Ryan Smith there, like you say, really asserting his dominance in terms of that battle into turn one. I think he drew from the experience he had from battling with Michael Oliver to make sure that he couldn't be cut off on the inside and making it count. And with the lead now exchange in hands, we'd imagine that Ryan Smith will try and run away to victory here and take his first victory of the weekend. Interesting enough, because we normally say that Ryan Smith absolutely leading away race after race. But, well, on Saturday, just not quite able to take the win. It always went the way of Dave Jenkins.
This is it. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, if you're at the front, you've got to get past, you know. And Dave Jenkins, very, very good driver. Been doing this a while now himself, and I think it's great, especially seeing as the guests that Dave had with him yesterday as well. It was nice to see those two trophies going his way. Two more trophies we don't usually get to see, of course, because of the numbers in Division 2. Simon Cole taking 2 third places home with him yesterday, which he'll be very happy with. Because, of course, because of the numbers in Division 2, we've only been doing a first place trophy as BART regulations dictate. But this weekend we've got all 3 Division 2 trophies going out. And at the moment, Paul Rivette not in the place he's used to being, but he is looking for a space past championship rival John Powell. But Adam Bint, look at him sailing away absolutely miles ahead, which is fantastic to see for Adam Bint. Great family team, and yeah, of course, brilliant support from everybody there as well.
Oh, most definitely. And whilst this race is playing out, and we can see Paul Rivett there now looking for the move around the outside. We've already had some time penalties awarded to some of our drivers. We'll come to those shortly. Let's focus on what's on our cameras here. And Rivett's going to look around the outside of the number 6 of Powell as they head in towards Redgate Corner. And you can see there Powell just tentatively holding that inside line. Too wide they go through, and Rivett's going to be elbowed out to the gravel there as he makes his way back on. And he won't be too pleased that that's going to cost him always momentum in the downhill run, but bold to try and go around the outside. And we'll know, of course, that very late apex at Redgate Corner. And, well, Rivet there paying the price for trying to insist on the move. But still, it's all going to come down to a couple more laps. We're not quite over yet. After this lap, we'll get 2 more in, if my maths is correct. And as they run through, we've got those penalties coming through as well.
We've got penalties, yeah. So we've had a 5-second penalty here for Dave Smith come through, now in 7th. And a 5-second penalty come through for Dave Jenkins, which I believe will put him behind Stuart Oliver by 0.7 of a second, which is yeah, that's going to be interesting. But what's this? What's going on? We've got Ryan Smith, Stuart Oliver now into 2nd place. Dave Jenkins still, yes, he's still there, okay. Which means Michael Oliver, sorry, not Stuart, will move up into 3rd place. Do apologise. But of course, he has slightly dropped behind Jenkins there with a 5.4. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that reshuffle at the end of the race again, like we saw yesterday. It was all over the shop, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. I mean, that was in the International Truck Prix, and I wanted to use the football analogy, which would be at the extra time, the extra 5 minutes, and then it went to penalties, which nobody likes here. But going from
literally went to penalties yesterday. Yeah, we had a lot of questions in the paddock yesterday because on these penalties from spectators more than anything. Seeing quite a lot of dust getting thrown up in the International Truck Prix, but not as many track limits warnings or penalties as they would expect. So I was like, look, I'm not an official, I just say what I see, but I would have to agree there was a hell of a lot of dust.
Oh, most definitely. But as we continue to focus here on the battle for what is P2 in Class 2, they're fighting for P9 overall. This is still Jonathan Powell keeping Paul Rivet at bay as they come out the old hairpin, and well, shifting from their battle to the battle as well further up the road. And this is, of course, none other than Stuart Oliver facing off versus the number 69 of David Jenkins. And remember, they're fighting for P2, but whatever Jenkins does here, he's got 5 seconds being added to his race afterwards. So therefore, Jenkins right now just trying to get ahead and get some time. And we've got one more lap here with 10 seconds remaining. As we can see there, the Oliver family under pressure from drivers behind them. And right now, nobody able to find a way through. And oh, goodness me, that's an off there. Is that Paul Rivet taking a trip
That's
to the
Paul
weeds?
Rivet, yeah, he's managed to find his way onto the gravel. I'll tell you, he was trying so hard this weekend. He's not going to be happy with what's just happened. I mean, they were putting so much effort in. They did very well. 2 first places yesterday. They're going to be having I mean, we've got quite a bit of smoke coming off that as well. That's definitely not steam. What's just happened to Paul Rivet? But of course, the clock has run out now. We are literally under checkered flag orders, waiting for this final lap to come to a close. We'll see a reshuffle on TSL of the last positions. And as they come through here, it's all to play for. Division 2, though, Adam Bint's going to be well happy, but Simon Cole has moved up into second as well. So I'll tell you that I think it must have been a coming together. Rivet, John Powell. John Powell has ended up now further back in the pack by the looks of it. And that's going to put Simon Cole into a second place, which will be his best trophy yet in the championship, of course.
Oh, indeed, but meanwhile, looking to the front of the field as he heads on up through the last 2 corners, it's none other than Ryan Smith who comes to the line to take the checker flag, and with it, his first overall win of the weekend by quite the margin of the best part of 5 seconds there. It will then be Stuart Oliver who comes home P2 ahead of Michael Oliver, and then it will be none other than Stephen Powell who will be taking full place with the time penalty applied to Dave Jenkins. We will then gradually have what is the limping truck, the number 40 there of Archie Handy crossing the line, a lap down in P4 in Class 2, but more to come yet still, as that is going to be Yates in the 33 just fending off what is there David Smith to complete the run to P7 on the lead lap. We've still got another 12 seconds for our Class 2 races to come through. Oh, going to be a huge Powell happy slide there. That is going to be, however, Adam Bint sliding across the line in happiness there to take his first win of the weekend. And then we will have coming home in P2 in Class 2 none other than the number 41 of Cole. And well, from Simon Cole, it's then going to be Paul Rivet who comes to the line to complete that top 3. And goodness me, what a race as Overrock comes to line as well. And well, as then it's going to be Pointy making his way down to the pit lane already. He's left me from the commentator booth, but what a race, ladies and gentlemen. And goodness me, what a way to open up our racing this Sunday from the emotional tribute, of course. And well, as all of our drivers gradually now wind themselves down, indeed, what better way to honour the memory of none other than Dave Atkins there with that brilliant opening race for this Sunday, the 3rd race at Donington Park for the British Truck Racing Championship. But here we are with those provisional results subject to Stuart inquiries. Ryan Smith taking his first win then, the Damon Freightliner by 6.4 seconds over Stuart Oliver, and then Michael Oliver just behind by 1.6 seconds. A family affair round off that podium. Stephen Powell P4 ahead of David Jenkins, completing your top 5. Neil Yates and David Smith through to P7. Then your Class 2 winner Adam Bint, who'll be absolutely chuffed with that one in the Volvo, ahead of what was Paul Rivet. I believe a penalty being applied there to Simon Cole post racer, actually being demoted back to P3 in Class 2, so Rivet not feeling as much damage in the end. What with that late off, that will round off your top 10 from Simon Cole. Then Bester SP11 Tom O'Rourke ahead of Archie Handy, then John Powell and John Bowler completing your finishing positions, albeit Powell being 2 laps down and there Bowler being 7 laps down. And well, goodness me, ladies and gentlemen, what a race. And as all of our trucks make their way through, I think it's only appropriate to go silent here as they head into the paddock. And that lovely view there of Ryan Smith making his way into what's the Parc Ferme area as they detoured off into what was the hairpin section of the GP loop. We can see the marshals going out there to pick up some of the pieces from our trucks with regards to the bodywork that came off. But as they do, again, we can see more of our truck drivers just making their way on down. Well, as the rest of our field makes their way into Parc Fermé, of course, we'll shortly be getting those post-race interviews with some of our drivers. But indeed, an absolutely brilliant race, and very interesting to see a different dynamic compared to what we saw yesterday in our first two races. Of course, the grid being set a bit differently because of Ryan Smith not being able to set qualifying times, so therefore it did mean we had a very odd grid, and it opened up opportunities for other truck racers. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to head down to Parc Fermé, and it's going to be for those post-race interviews. Over to Pointy.
Well, what an absolutely incredible race we saw there. My goodness me, what a way to start the day. Ryan Smith, as we suspected, powering through from the back of the pack. But a father-son, second and third, for Stuart Oliver, Michael Oliver, with the trouble they had with their trucks yesterday. This is going to be an interview, I tell you, absolutely phenomenal. Now, you've been under a lot of stress this week, and I think it's fair to say, with everything on and off track, 3 trucks, 9 races, but you've got to be really happy with that result.
Yeah, I'm delighted with that, Pointy. Yeah.
Am I right in saying it's your first trophy of the year, effectively, before we've had any incidents?
No, I think I knocked a few up at Brands Hatch at the beginning.
Oh, before you killed it.
Yeah, but there was, we definitely had a major drought after Brands Hatch. But no, hopefully they're coming back, and the trucks were starting to make inroads into setup. So yeah, I'm over the moon with that, you know, and Michael behind us as well. It's, you know, fantastic. So
yeah, I mean, we saw Dave Jenkins get that time penalty, but you were so close to him the whole way round. I mean, 1 second difference. So literally, it was like it was meant to be.
Well, I was racing. I held Ryan off best I could, and then Dave was on us, and then I cut my brakes, like on the defence, and then I thought, oh well, he's got the penalty, I'll just follow him. And then Steve Powell was giving us grief, and I'm like, get lost, Steve.
That's all right.
See you, bud. I know, I'm so proud of me, Dad.
So you guys now, fantastic podium. We'll be handing that out very shortly, but of course you've got the trucks to go back. You've got another race going out in just a few minutes, effectively. So you guys better get yourselves off and get those trucks prepped.
absolutely, yeah. And one thing, that was for Dave Atkins.
Indeed it was, indeed it was, and what a way to commemorate Dave Atkins. Absolutely fantastic. That race going out there to the family and friends that have worked with and under Dave Atkins, again, fantastic man, that Stuart Oliver actually was under as a team manager, which helped him win, I believe, 5 of his British Truck Racing Championship wins. Let's head up quickly then to the rest of the pack now. They always seem like they're so far away. Tell them to come down here. Come down. Down here. Come down here. Hello. You've got to bring the trucks down. You can't park up there. They're not listening. They're not listening, everybody. But what a beautiful day. It's a light breeze here at Donington. The sun is shining. It could get warmer if this breeze dies down. I think a lot of us are going to be in trouble. And of course, we've got to watch out for that tyre temperature, as we will see things start to get a little bit slippy out there later on. They want you down on the scales. You coming or what? Yeah, he told me to wave you down. Where's Ryan? Where he is? Here he is. That was perfect timing, that one. Ryan, wow. I mean, look, with all due respect, we knew you were going to do it, so I don't really know what to say here, but well done. You achieved what we knew you were going to do.
It's getting harder to overtake because everyone you come up to now wants to win, and every time they're in a straight line, they press the brake when you're on the throttle, so a little bit of front to rear contact, but we were clean. You know what?
Very clean, I think the pressure you put the drivers in front of you under was just right. I think they reacted well to it as well. You know, I don't think anybody from what I was watching would question anything.
Yeah, and we're delighted for Stuart, who was like Dave Atkins was like Arnie to me.
Yes, yeah.
And he drove his heart out there for Dave's memory, and you know, Stuart's had some rotten luck this year, and
big time.
He probably deserved that one, probably deserved to win, but. Like I always say, we're here to put a spectacle on, and we'll do the best we can, and yeah.
Hell of a spectacle it was too. Shame for Dave Jenkins, of course, though, getting that 5-second penalty in the second half of the race, putting him behind Michael Oliver, which means, of course, it's a father-son podium.
And that's, you know, that'll mean a lot to Stuart with the occasion and stuff. So, you know, Dave had a good day yesterday. share the spoils, Dave.
Yeah, this is it.
for in general, for the spectacle of the British Truck Racing Championship, the level, what the Clerk of the Course, Motorsport UK and Bark and Truck Sport have implicated into the driver standard.
Yeah, it really feels like they've switched it on this weekend,
It's
doesn't
just
it?
improved, and we noticed it at Thruxton, and every time the drivers are being more respectful. Yeah, you're going to get a little bit of fiberglass to 5.2, but
This is it.
everyone knows that you give room and you give respect, and there's a good feeling amongst the drivers in the paddock, which I haven't seen this good for quite a while. But no, delighted with win.
Excellent, well done, Ryan. Well, your truck, it looks like it's leaving you behind, buddy. So I'll see you back in the paddock. You are indeed walking, as I believe we all are. Right, let's just see if we've got time to have a quick chat. Of course, though, 11:15 being for the trophies, if we can bring those to you, and 11:40 for the next international race. But 11:10 brings the next race of the day, although I do believe we're probably running a little bit early on the timetable again today. Fingers crossed we can keep it like that for the day. But let's go and find our good friend Adam Bint down here, winning Division 2. Where are we? Adam, what did we get for you yesterday? It was a 2 and a 4, wasn't it? Yeah, I thought so. And the first place now, we just need a third at some point. You have the full set for the weekend.
No, we want 2 more.
Just 2 more first. Yeah.
We're not interested in the third or the second.
Oh dear me. So how was that then? I mean, we saw. I mean, you probably didn't see much of it in your rearview mirrors.
Oh, I was watching all of it.
You were watching all of it. Were you enjoying the show?
Camera screens in there. I can watch everything.
So yeah, I mean, there was a lot of effort going in behind you, but of course you were literally just a bystander, weren't you? In your own race almost.
Yeah, well, me and Paul swapped places fairly a couple of times on the first lap, and then I was lucky enough just to watch it all happen, and then the cameras behind me.
I mean, you've got to feel for those guys, though. I mean, you know, Jump out having a few issues technically yesterday, getting back out a couple of times, you know, which was a benefit for him, of course. But then, yeah, it looks like he wasn't quite on pace today either.
Well, again, when you're bunched up like that, you can't get the true pace out of the truck in the heat of today. When you're stuck behind another truck, it won't be long before you start overheating, and then your engine gives you less power.
This is it. So back to celebrations in the tent. Before I let you go, though, will we be seeing you at any more of the races this year, or are we going to be putting the mothballs in and wait until 25?
At present, we'll be at Le Mans and at Brands Hatch.
Excellent news, and we'll be very happy to see you there too.
And just dedicate this win to Paddy Mack, because he's at home watching.
Oh yes, Paddy Mack. Some very good news from Paddy Mack we received this weekend. So yeah, shout out to Paddy from everybody here at the British Truck Racing Championship. Yes, fantastic to hear from you, buddy. Keep on keeping on, that's what we're saying. Right, Adam, fantastic, well done for the win, good job. See you guys later. Can I have a lift back? I'd really like a lift back.